Well, hi everyone, it's Jamie here, Jamie Brewster's Musical Heroes. It's been a little while since my last video, and I'm just going to continue with the magnificent story of the greatest unknown or lost album of the 60s, the Beach Boys' Smile album, of course, which was eventually finished by Brian in 2004 as Brian Wilson Presents Smile. Well, there's lots of mysteries about this album because bits and pieces possibly exist somewhere. Now we're going to be talking about, today we're going to be talking about film footage. Now, in late '66, there was a film show put together, and that was called Inside Pop, the Pop Revolution. Jules Siegel was his program. David Oppenheim filmed and produced it, and it was narrated by Leonard Bernstein. And it had footage of various bands from the 60s, the Beatles, Joni Mitchell, I think Simon and Garfunkel, and various others, and including one long shot of Brian Wilson, singing and playing his fantastic song Surf's Up, which was intended for the Smile album. Now, as well as filming Brian at the piano playing and singing Surf's Up, there was a lot of other film footage taken, and of outtakes, of studio sessions with the boys, rehearsal tapes, unused reels of various sessions, and there was also included at Brian's home an underwater ballet in his pool, apparently. Well, what has happened to the rest of these films? It is one of the lost mysteries of the Beach Boys and Brian Wilson and Smile, and many of the fans are still wondering if these one day might surface. They were never used by the Inside Pop show. They were put to one side, and a couple of them were discarded by David Oppenheim and Brian. I think the Surf's Up, which was recorded in the studio in December, was discarded, and then it was recorded a couple of days later in Brian's home and deemed to be perfectly great. And that was the song that was used for the program, with Leonard Bernstein narrating over it. Now we're going to be playing that part today, but what we've got is a piece that has been with Leonard Bernstein taken out. So all you'll hear is Brian, and all you'll see is Brian playing and singing Surf's Up, which is absolutely fantastic, of course. So that's the first piece of music we're going to be playing for you. And the second piece of music is a piece of Brian playing at the piano, but not filmed for this. It was filmed probably around about the same time, but not by David Oppenheim's crew for CBS. It was a home movie shot, probably taken by Dennis Wilson. Dennis Wilson had a great friend called Ed Roach, who we've sadly lost recently, and so we're very sad about that. Ed did a lot of photography for the Beach Boys, but didn't get involved. He wasn't involved at this time with them. So Dennis did some home movie stuff, and this little clip at the end is a piece that Dennis filmed, and we wonder whether there's more of those as well somewhere, maybe in Dennis's estate with his family. We hope one day some of that might surface. So we're going to start off by we're going to be playing the piece of Brian playing Surf's Up for you, and I hope you enjoy it. And then we're going to be following through with some interesting information. So I hope you enjoy. This is Brian singing Surf's Up from his home in Bel Air in Los Angeles. Him and the piano, no one else. And it's really, it was before, it was ahead of its time, and it was going to be on the album Smile. So enjoy the music, guys. Thank you.
Canvas the town and brush the backdrop. Are you sleeping? was raised a fire, it rose the fullness of the wine, the dim last toast. While I poured a dew or a choke of grief, heart hardened I, the unbelief, a broken man too tough to cry. Surfs up, board a tidal wave, come about hard and join the young, and off in spring you came. I heard the word, wonderful thing, a children's song.
Surf's Up was the first song that Brian and I wrote for the Smile album.
Well, that was an amazing session, wasn't it? I hope you enjoyed it. Well, this next part of the video today is something very, very interesting. So, although we haven't got these outtakes of the filming that was taken at this time during December of '66, what has been found are in 2006, the film reel notes were discovered of David Oppenheim's film reel notes. And we've actually got them or some of the fans or the guys who've looked this up have got the original transcript somewhere with lots of bits you can't read, lots of sort of shorthand. I'm just going to run through some of this for you so that you can get a feel for what was actually going on. And I hope it's a little bit, maybe it's a little bit technical for some people, but I just hope you might enjoy it, especially if you're Beach Boys fans. And we pray that as well as having the real notes, we actually find if they're still available, if they're still existing. And there's a story about all that too, which we'll talk to you about in a minute. Okay, so here we go. So film reel number 75, we got a hands to face, a camera right angle, can't see hands, pan to hands in dark, child is father of man was being played. Then Heroes and Villains plays, Van Dyke Parks, Brian's collaborator, has been working on lyrics, sings Open Country Song as per I'm in Great Shape and Sunshine. Reel 76, Surfs Up Close Up. Visualize intervals on piano. Reel 77, Piano Surfs Up. Camera pulls back. Surfs Up Candelabra shot, close up. 78, reel 78, Wilson and Friends. I don't know who those guys were, probably visitors in the studio at that time. Then we have film reel number 83, pan on the engineer, then pan to Brian. Studio board. Then boys are singing Who Ran the Iron Horse. Above Who Ran is the scratched out word hooray, as if he wasn't sure what the words were. Next session, Wilson judging. Next session, boys singing Who Ran the Iron Horse. Do wah wah in circle. And Wilson shelving, question mark. The next part reel is Let's Work on the Microphone. Boys around mic, do wah. Next session, Brian working out on piano. Yodel lady ho, yodeling version of Wonderful, evidently. Then group sings at mic. Next session, group around mic, yodel-ado. They play back that and control in background. Inside control room, group and engineer sing da-da and other vocals. Go out into studio, Brian is eating cereal and records da-da-da-da. Next film reel, around mic, yodeling, pan to piano. Brian works out the frame to outside booth playback and walks to control board. Then next session, Brian's talking to engineer, then listening to playback. Brian goes to the board, eats, puts on headphones and sings Doing Doing from Cabinescence. Next session it says scratch. The next reel says control board through window. Track on, doing doing vocals. And let's go and have some Zen accompaniment has been written in. Next, Brian at piano from behind, plays chords. Next reel, engineer through glass to group in background, records da-da. Group comes back into room and listens to da-da. Let's go and have some Zen compliment has been written. Brian at piano from behind, accompaniment to Surf's Up, to hands to face, close up, and around to back, more close-ups. Then another part of the reel, Brian eating, headphones on, listening to piano track. Sing leads on, couldn't read, then through piano, more time, starts again, side view, close up, starts at second verse, hung velvet, misses the glass. This is part of the lyrics from Surf's Up, I think. Pick up on hung velvet, stop at dove nested, have echo on me, pick up again at hung velvet. Next reel, number 88, Brian eating, sits at piano. Lead is on Brian, earphones singing into mic. Brian at piano sings not, nor, sleeping, pan across piano, Surf's Up, words to back top and false starts, moves to start, side start again, go to columnaded ruins domino, cut again to end verse, false start, then hung velvet, moves to side, missed pickup, no I can't do it, you have echo on me, second verse again, overdubs, next reel 89, hung velvet lead on let's overdub it, some very, very difficult words to read. Move to close-up, side, move around from behind. Gestures, he talks while voicing, mono mix, I'd like it softer. Let's go to top, is that cool? Long shot, overdubs, another long shot, hung velvet, another long shot through control room, second shot, no good. Needle, recorder, pan to engineer, back to recorder. 89, head on, hung velvet, pull back. That's it, let's overdub it. Are you hearing yourself now? Mix it so you can hear both voices. Back move around, go to top, take one. Left side piano, are you sleeping? Ditto marks under left side piano, through booth to Brian. Then onto the needle, recorder, spinning to engineer to record. Reel 90, playback engineers, background, Wilson figuring fade in, kneels down, can have muted trumpet go bleep, move to us, half of Jules Siegel on the tape. Brian coat on and walks out. Next bit, Brian listening, stretching, and then Brian putting on vocal leads. And then apparently the pool, presumably the footage of the band and Murray, shot in Brian's pool at Laurel Way, bodies facing towards camera. This is possibly where they did the ballerina part in the pool. So that is some of the bits and pieces of writing the notes for the film reels. And now the film reels, I've heard from various sources that they were ditched because they weren't deemed to be that satisfactory. And I think one particular part was discarded, the Surf's Up in the studio. Brian and David Oppenheim decided to put that to one side, and then they went recorded in Brian's home a couple of days later. Now the other parts, one of the film crew said he contacted the archive at CBS to see if they could be found, and the archive people said there was no trace of them. Now, whether they've been mislabelled, whether they've been moved out by someone, whether they've been thrown away, it's conjecture. It's a holy grail that people are still hoping these little bits surface, because it would be wonderful to see Brian doing more in the studio and with the boys, of course. David Leaf, who's a great historian, of course, of Smile and Brian Wilson, has been recorded as saying He's heard from a source that they're in the possession of a private individual. We don't know who, and we just hope that if the private individual can one day release some of this or all of this material for the fans and for the world, it would be a wonderful thing to do. I did contact David as well, and he said then he hadn't got any idea, but I don't know whether he got the question muddled up or whether he just didn't want to say, and I guess he probably didn't want to say. He may well know who it is, or he may not, I don't know. But there may be other people in the Beach Boys community who do know a little bit more about this. And if any of you guys know any more about this lost studio footage, film footage, please drop me a line or send me a message, because I'd be absolutely thrilled to hear about it. Even if we never hear it or see it, it will still be wonderful to know if it still exists or that it hasn't been thrown away. Sometimes things were discarded at the time because they hadn't got room for things and they just needed, so well, that was never going to be used, so we just junk it. Don't know. But as I say, David Leaf has said he's pretty sure that it's in someone's possession. I could read a lot about the Surf's Up song. David Oppenheim, the TV producer, was previously doing a documentary on Stravinsky, and when Surf's Up was playing, he lay on the floor for 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Brian played and sang, and Oppenheim apparently lay motionless. And when he had done it, I think David got up, and Brian basically said, "That's it." And he said, "I'd like to hear the recording of it." And, you know, that would have been wonderful to experience. So David Oppenheim was obviously very, very taken with it, as was Leonard Bernstein. They thought the world of Brian and the Beach Boys. The music at the time was revolutionary, was well before its time. So we're going to finish off, guys, today. Sorry, I've got lots of notes all over the place. Yeah, the other thing that someone said that while they were recording Brian's Home, someone said that, "Wow, that's really special." And Brian said, "Yeah, it's special, all right." And Van Dyke and he had really knew they got a special song when they did that one. And yeah, he went back into the studio, apparently put on the earphones and sang the song again for his audience in the control room, for the revolving tape recorder and for the cameras that relentlessly followed as he struggled to make manifest what still only existed as a perfect, incommunicable sound in his head. Brian, what a wonderful composer and person, God rest his soul. Let's rejoice in his music. Last piece of music for today, guys. Brian playing on piano, probably recorded, filmed by Dennis. Smile piece. Probably it's been discussed, this piece. Someone says it's the end of Surf's Up. Other people have said it's the Hawaiian section of Do You Like Worms, which I think is more likely. And even Child is Father of the Man. It's probably the Hawaiian chant at the end of Do You Like Worms, with some maybe slight note differences. So it's a very short piece, guys. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you after that. Bye for now. Bye. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that piece of Smile music and Brian there at the piano, very short. We hope there's more of those exist somewhere, maybe in Dennis's family's collection somewhere. Perhaps we might see them one day. Enjoy the music. Hope you enjoyed the video today. They take a lot of work, actually. I know you've got to be probably a Beach Boys mad fan like me to really, truly enjoy it, but I hope you found it curious and interesting anyway. Please like and subscribe. I really do appreciate that, because it takes it gives me a lift to see new subscribers and people enjoying it. And please remember Yanni, my friend Yanni Martinelli, who we've made a great album called Polaris, which is at the top, on the top shelf there. And Yanni will be doing more, I'm sure, before too long, we hope. and keep looking at her channel as well, Marty Tunes, and giving her some subscribing and following as well. So hope you have a great day, guys, or a great evening, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now. Bye, bye, bye.